Okay, to get this done, you're going to need to build up a lot of math equations in Scratch. And so you saw kind of the sequence of events that you're going to be doing, and you already have planned out your equations on your diagram, but now you need to build those equations, put them into your code. And that can get a little complicated. So let me talk to you just a little bit about math in Scratch programming. Your best friend is this operators tab, which is green, and there's plus, minus, times, divide, all sorts of things here. One thing that I think is a little surprising is this bottom one, because this bottom one is a lot of different things hiding in one, kind of disguised. It looks like it's a square root, but if you click that down arrow, you can do almost anything you want to do. Absolute value, trigonometry, you can do inverse trig functions, logs, exponents, all sorts of stuff. So don't be fooled into thinking that this is only square root. Now, but I mean, maybe you wanted absolute value, whatever. Now, this right here looks like you could only type in a number. That is kind of a lie, because you could build lots of math in there. So for example, maybe you want the absolute value of a sum. I'm going to grab this plus. Now what's really tricky here is when you're trying to put this in here, I mess this up all the time and it makes me really frustrated, but when I try to drop it on there, sometimes I miss and it won't go in there. But what it wants is that left corner to be over the white circle. And see how it glows when I get it like that? When it glows, I can let go of it. So maybe I want the absolute value of the sum of something. But if you feel really fancy, and sometimes you need to be pretty fancy, you could even go crazy and say, and this is where I miss a lot of times and get frustrated, put that left corner right there, I could say I want 8 divided by, and I'm making up random stuff. You're not gonna do that. Hopefully this is not the equation you came up with on your diagram, but I'm just showing you that you could build things that are really complicated. The absolute value of 8 divided by the long leg plus, and I could even do something over here. I could do the sum of a quotient and a product. And I can throw hypotenuse in there. I can type numbers in there. But it gets you can make a really long, convoluted math equation, but it does follow order of operations. It would do the times, it would do the divide, and it would do the plus. So have fun with that. When you're building up those equations, you're going to build up those equations, you're going to build your shrink square like I showed you in the last video, and when everything is said and done, you should, when you run this, if you've done everything right, you won't see that other square yet, but you will see these values. Now, you didn't just type those values in, you calculated those values, but when you see these values in your variables, then you are ready to move on.